Yo boys, it is day 12 of the day trading apprenticeship, and today we are going to be carving you out some mental foundations so you can carry this mindset and format to think for the rest of your trading career. Might be a bit of a low light video today, but you can see me and you can hear me, so that's all that matters. And I'm sure you guys don't really care about the production, mate. You care about the value. So I wanted to do a bit more of a psychology video today because I'm doing like one psychology video every 2 chart videos. And we need to build the base for psychology because you can't trade without it. I know I say my model requires no psychology, but what I mean by that is it requires no judgment. It requires no perception. It requires no uphold of that psychology on the chart, but you still need discipline, bro. You still need to not break the plan. You still need to follow what you need to do. You just don't need to choose what to do because the choice is obvious, because you've got it laid out. It's all predetermined. You don't need to use your brain. That's what I mean. No brain is technically what I'm saying when I say no psychology. But in this video, I want to give some tips, some formats, some systems that I've deployed into my life from the day I was profitable till now, so that you can do the same thing, not waste any time, not waste any energy, and just listen to me. As the quote goes, a wise man learns from other people's mistakes, and the fool only learns from his own. So take my advice in this and just listen, sit down, make some notes. We'll have a chill one today, little convo between me and you, bro. Nothing too stressful, nothing too intense. Just keeping it relaxed, okay? So, number 1, I think you need to be journaling every morning, man. Journal your thoughts, journal your actions from the day before, journal what your goals are, journal what your perceptions are, journal how you're feeling, journal how other people made you feel. Are you letting people make you feel negative? Are you letting people make you feel happy? Who is positively affecting your life right now, and who is negatively affecting your life? Write these things down, man, because one thing that I am so grateful that I've done this entire journey is journal. I can look back at even the early Thailand days when I had completely different perceptions, completely different goals, completely different group of people surrounding me. I can also look at how and what was affecting me negatively and positively, and the changes that I made along the way that impacted the journey that I'm on now as well. So I think just a little 5-10 minute journal, bro. It doesn't need to be much, maybe a couple paragraphs here and there of how you're feeling, how you're doing, what's happening in your life. Because in 2, 3, 4 years, there's going to be so many niche little memories that you forget that you've now written down. And they just jog your memory and they remind you, oh shit, bro, yeah, this, that. So it's definitely something to do. Definitely something that helps my mental. Definitely a system that I put in place from early doors to just be more conscious as well. Remember in that video when I told you to wriggle your toes and wriggle your fingers and breathe and look around and remember you're human? This does that as well. It consciously gets you to think about what you're thinking about. Okay, and this is a really good exercise to practice because the more we are conscious, the more we are going to progress, the more intelligence we are going to be able to harness from our brain, okay? Because I guarantee you're a lot smarter than you play out to be. If you weren't on autopilot all day, you'd probably be smashing it a lot more, okay? A second system is really just analyze and reflect. Once again, it's kind of related to that journal, but analyze and reflect the people that are in your life. Because although you can easily block out negative energy and you can say that to yourself, truly, bro, it's really hard to, and I don't really see anyone doing that. I think it's impossible to live with someone, surround yourself with someone, be involved with someone every day who's negative and it not affect you negatively. It does, bro. It lowers your IQ, it lowers your vibration, it lowers your confidence, it lowers your passion. It lowers your humanity. Try surround yourself with a winning group of people. And if it's parents, if it's brothers, if it's sisters, it's a tough one, man. You got to knuckle down and you got to make sure you grind so hard that you can escape that, because I was the same, bro. I was the same, man. I was surrounded by, and I hope they don't mind me saying this, but probably the most negative parent I have ever fucking seen in my life. Constantly bringing me down, constantly pushing me down, saying my dreams aren't going to work, saying I'm an idiot, saying that, you know, the whole rest of it. You guys have heard this story, but, you know, just to remind some of you guys, because some of you guys might be new, but my story kind of goes like, I was at Rolls Royce, obviously, going to quit. Trading's kicking off, getting some payouts, I'm profitable. This is looking good. My friends present me with the opportunity to go to Thailand. Conrad and James, OFM CEO, and my mate Wazzy, 2 of my closest mates. They present me with the opportunity to go Thailand, and I'm like, shit. I did say I was going to go, but I want to save up this amount of money. And they're like, nah, we're going at this time. I'm like, shit, you're joking. You're joking. I don't have the money, bro. I don't have the savings that I wanted. And he's like, but we're going. Are you doing it? And I was like, and they pressured me. And I did it, bro. I decided to make the decision. I hadn't moved yet, but I told them yes. I'd booked the flights, okay? And I was telling my parents, I'm going. No, you're fucking not. No, you're fucking not going. You idiot. You're going to quit because I had to quit Rolls Royce to do this. The 4-year degree apprenticeship that I was currently 8 months into at the time. The prospect of earning £42,000 a year with a degree that was paid for by Rolls Royce. Throwing it all away. Taking the risk. My mother even said this one line to me which stuck with me, and it said, I don't think we can ever be on good terms ever again. And as a child, I wasn't a child, but as a child of a mother, that broke me. But guess what? I didn't for 1 second think I'm going to turn down my dreams for my mother's validation. No, my dreams have always come at a priority. You don't choose your parents, but you do choose your dreams. And I ran with that. And I did it anyway. And once I told her that I was doing it anyway, oh, she came running back. Oh, she said, well, she never said sorry, but she said we're going to have to be on good terms. And this was a long-winded battle, days and days and weeks and months of arguing and shouting and me running away from home and coming back and going back and running away and coming back and the whole rest of it, bro. Ignoring them and hiding away and a really negative time for me, a really chaotic time. But I still kept what I wanted in sight. I still kept the goals in mind, and I still was visualizing every day. Okay? Which brings me into the visualization. Now, you might not think this is about stoicism or mindset building, but I had systematically, every day on my lunch break, would put my headphones on, put some specific music on that I like to visualize to, and I would just imagine me crushing it. Imagine me in the dream car, imagine me with the dream watch, imagine me in the dream place. I would imagine it all because I knew it was going to be true. I knew that if I kept going, I had a plan set out and I would make it. And I had to do that every day at the same time on my lunch break. So alongside journaling, set out a time a day where maybe you put some tunes on. Go on a walk. It's way easier to visualize when you're walking, when you're moving, when you're in constant motion. Nikola Tesla did this. He walked for hours a day whilst he thought and visualized his projects and engineering feats. So go for a walk about half an hour a day. Visualize, man, vividly. Get excited. Feel that emotion. I would feel it. I would get adrenaline. I would get emotional whilst I was visualizing because I knew it would come true. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have the watch. I don't have the car. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay? Now, I want you to imagine that dream life, bro. Get excited. Smile. Get passionate because it's what it's about, bro. It's what it's about. And that constant pursuit of action towards your goals is what's going to get you there. And visualizing is just going to remind you to do that. Okay, so we've got 1, journal every day. 2, get those negative people out of your life. And if you can't, don't worry, I was in the same boat. You can still make it work. Rome wasn't built in a day, and Rome wasn't also built in ideal conditions. Sometimes you got to work through the tough times. Okay, and 3, visualize every day. Bring that positivity into your life. Get happy, get gassed at what's to come. Okay? Now bringing me on to number 4 of these systems and mindset shifts and thought patterns that I deployed into my life to make sure I could be the best trader and make sure I could focus on goals as easy as goals could be focused on, trying to make it so I had the environment to win, the internal conditions to crush it. Be super ambitious with your task list. Okay? Now for me, I don't know what brain I have. I think I'm a heavily dopamine deficient person. I think I've always chased dopamine. I've always had this just linger of depression and a natural state of grimness. But if I have the most ambitious targets and ambitious task lists ahead of me, i.e. if the night before I wake up, I write down a day that is almost perfect to the minute, is almost too precise, I would be running around trying to achieve that. I couldn't think about anything else. I've got to do this, 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 and this. And then after this, 5 minutes later, I have to transition into this task. And then I have to write down this list of things and read this book and make this video and journal these words and trade and backtest this amount of things and all the rest of it. If I had the most ambitious task list, I didn't let anything get in my way. I made sure I had every type of discipline in there. Task-based discipline, so doing actionable things that are hard. Discipline-based discipline, the no-fap. Maybe you guys smoke some weed, maybe no weed, maybe no alcohol. Maybe you need to stop socializing. You socialize too much, you get a crack and a hit of dopamine from socializing with your mates, but it's dead time, man. Yeah? Maybe you guys need to limit these things so you can be disciplined in those regards as well. Discipline in terms of study, learning something, sitting down, being the student, educating yourself, and discipline in terms of teaching. Teach a friend. Share your knowledge. Inspire others. Be a mentor of sorts to somebody. You need to educate in order to reinforce. Okay? Does that make sense? Now, as I'm sitting around, I'll show you this view. Sitting around in Bali. Twizzle it around there. I'm on my spinny chair, you see. Boom. I sit here most nights, no phone, no distraction, no dopamine. Look out and just think, man. Maybe the first 10, 20 minutes, your mind might be blank, but if you give your brain enough silence, you'll be so surprised with the complexity of ideas that you're capable of. Try not to let people influence you too much, man. The music that you listen to could be devilish. The vibes that you carry could be devilish from those music. I remember in high school, and you can call this wrong all you want, but I remember in high school a specific moment when drill music came along. Now, I don't give a shit what you listen to. Even I listen to some I don't even listen to it anymore, but I used to. But I remember when drill music came along, and everyone in school just started getting really aggressive. The vibe on social media was a lot more aggressive. And I always knew about this, but music attributes to culture and society and vibes and energy so much more than you think. If you're listening to aggressive music where people are talking about stabbing each other, selling drugs, fighting, gang, illegal activity, what do you think is going to happen more of? What do you think people are going to be inspired to do? Give it a chance and listen to some classical music, bro. I'll put my playlist of classical music and music that really helps me think and work and the first link in the description, and just give it a shot, bro. Because if you sit down and listen to that, all of that aggression washes away, all of that negativity washes away, and you become a neutral thinker. You feel like a thinker. My IQ raises by like 30%, bro. It feels like that. Give classical music a chance, bro. I know that it sounds soft. Trust me, I was that guy. I was the drill guy. I was the grime guy. And don't get me wrong, I love a bit of grime. I don't love drill at all, actually. There is a time and a place for everything, but don't let it consume your life. Don't let music be your personality, and don't let it take control, all right? So that's all that I wanted to go through today. I know that wasn't much, but it was a lot if you take in what I'm saying, okay? There's like 5 mindset shifts that I want you to employ and deploy into your life, because I think carrying those over into these next days of the apprenticeship will really benefit you, and they will really make you make more progress, okay? My homework for you today is follow those, okay? I don't know how I'm going to be able to see proof that you've done that in the homework channel, but I trust you, okay? Follow those. Try being a more positive person, man. Peace, love, and unity. Everything you need to know will be in the description. I'll see you in the free Discord for Free Friday. 8 a.m. London Open call, 2:15 p.m. New York Open call. Peace out.